At the University of Wollongong, we have the Early Start facility, and I'm fortunate enough to lead the Play Pedagogy and Curriculum Research Group. And one of the things that we're really focused on in our research group is innovative ways that we can use technology to capture different perspectives of educational settings. So classroom data is something that's really interesting for us. And as a team, we've explored a whole range of ways that we can collect that data. So using GoPro cameras, eye movement technologies are two examples of that. We came to eye movement technology as part of our membership of the eye movement and miscue analysis group that came out of Tucson in the USA, led by Ken Goodman and his crew. And we were really interested in looking at what that technology could offer. And so with the good fortune of being able to attract some funding to get some portable eye movement classes, we've moved away from, the science of eye movement to actually think about what we can learn from eye movement technology in practical application in classrooms. So we're really interested in looking at the technology in terms of what it tells us about a child's reading, particularly when they're silent when they're reading, but also more recently looking at ways that we can use the eye movement technology to offer some different forms of feedback to children in their classrooms about their writing. For us as a research group, we're really interested in challenging the ways that we understand data. So we know that there's the science of eye movement data, but what we wanted to really do was to put that in the hands of children and see what sense they made of it. So in the unit of work that I talked about in my talk yesterday, we looked at ways that teachers had reconceptualised some of their teaching practices to engage children in thinking about modes within their text production. And so taking that on board and thinking about the process that the children had gone into planning and then producing their text, to then give the power back to another child in the class to actually view that text while the creators of the text were viewing using the eye movement technology was really informing. So they got a really clear sense about what parts of their text were important for the viewer, and the things that they had agonised over and been really adamant about may or may not have been received the ways that they intended by their viewers. So as a language and literacy researcher, I'm heavily informed by theories in the literacy field, but I'm also really intrigued by socio-materiality, so looking at the ways all the different pieces of the puzzle come together in the classroom setting to really inform the practices of the teacher and the experiences of the children. I like to challenge the boundaries, so my advice would be that the way that someone else does it doesn't necessarily have to be the way that you do it, and it's okay to think outside the box in terms of ways that we collect our data for analysis. And we've had great success in our Play Pedagogy and Curriculum Research Group looking at eye movement technologies, but also GoPro technologies to capture the perspectives of different people during the one experience in the one classroom.